Did you know that even good change can be scary? Oh, yeah. This week, I have been prepping to move next week, and I've been taking little bits and pieces of stuff over to the new house most of this week. And as I have been cleaning out the old place and moving into the new, I find myself kind of stressed out about it. Oh, yeah, I've been looking forward to moving for quite some time now, but you get attached and you get yourself locked in place. And even sometimes, if it's not a good thing, changing from it can be scary. Let's talk about change today. Good morning and welcome to Sunday Connection here at Unity Gresham. We all have to deal with change. Change is the only constant in all of our lives. And if you paid any attention this past week to what's been going on in this country of ours, you'll know that a lot of change is coming down the pike, and some of it doesn't look too pleasant. We had a group of guys, we call them terrorists now, but they like to refer to themselves as constitutional militias, seek to storm the White House, or the State House rather, in Michigan, take the governor captive, perhaps do mass murders and all that sort of stuff. And that's one way to change things, but it's not the best way. It's not the best way for the state. It's not the best way for the country. It's not the best way for the world. Sometimes coups are necessary, but this was not one of those cases. This was a democratically elected governor by the people, and these gentlemen decided it was up to them to turn it all upside down, take her hostage, perhaps execute her, and take over the government of a state in the United States. Now that's rough change. But fortunately, the FBI found out about it and busted the whole thing, took 14 or 15 people into custody. So that's going to calm that down for a moment. But the very fact that the FBI stepped in and did that angered a lot of the other militia groups around the country. They estimate there's about 200 of them. So we're going to go through a lot of change here in the next few weeks. We have a president who is still medicated and showing every sign of it. He said the other night on TV that he had beaten Biden in the second debate. Of course, that debate hasn't happened yet. And he said earlier this week that he won't do a debate with Biden because it's going to be virtual. And he doesn't like the idea that they can cut him off at any time. He's an interrupter, so of course he wouldn't like that. So he's making some real changes in his life. He's gathering a bunch of people at the White House today, as I speak, and he's going to go out and do more rallies, even though he's really not been cleared. This man is taking a lot of risks and putting a lot of other people, I should say, at risk. Change. A lot of it coming down the pike for us. But in our personal lives, we also have a lot of change. And a lot of that outside stuff can stir up a lot of stuff on the inside. So I suggest to us all today that first we acknowledge that change really is the only constant. We're never going to be able to stop change. That's the nature of things. Just acknowledge that, okay? Second, and this can be kind of difficult sometimes, but do it anyway, okay? Look for the positive in every little bit of change that's going on in your life. Because believe it or not, if you look at it in the right way, almost all change will have some kind of positivity to it. A lot of people get sick, they have cancer, they have all these kind of different things. And I have seen any number of people show up on the morning talk shows who are some of them are terminal. And they have a smile on their face, and they say, yeah, I've had a good life, and during the course and the run of this disease, I have learned more about sharing and giving and loving than I think I ever would have had I never contracted this disease. Now, I'm not wishing cancer on anybody, no, or any other kind of disease. What I'm saying is, though, the more we understand that change is always coming, and the more we recognize the positives in all that change, the less apt we are to end up depressed and stressed out and carrying on and whining and moaning and groaning and stepping back into self-pity. Because, sometimes even good change, something we want, as I mentioned about moving in the introduction, something that we want, as it begins to take its shape, it can even stress us out. This is often one of the reasons, by the way, that when you're working on your manifestation projects, however you do that, visualization, affirmations, all that stuff, and a lot of times things don't happen, maybe it's because inside your subconscious and unconscious, you're afraid of that change. If you all of a sudden had $1 million drop into your life, if you didn't have that kind of money already, that could be a real upsetting experience for you and for everyone around you. So we have to be able to look at change square in the face and say, yeah, sometimes even good change can be stressful. So acknowledge change, recognize that even good change can be stressful, and look for the positive in all of it. Because if you look for it, it's always there. Always. The light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Namaste.